Hey guys, welcome back to Motorhome with the Morleys, your channel for all things caravanning, getting outside with the kids, helping you to get the most from your caravan and inspire you to get away. Now this is part 2 of our electric hookup cable video that we shot a few weeks ago. If you've not seen that, check out the link up here. So in part 1 we discussed some of the things to look at when it comes to electric hookup cable. Now those eagle-eyed viewers of you might have realised that the window opened just in that last clip, and that was either interrupting me completely midway through what I was about to say, and as a result I forgot exactly what I was going to say, and therefore when I've come back to edit this it doesn't really make any sense. So the purpose of this video is just to highlight some of the comments that we had off the back of part 1, which were really useful, and we thought it may be worthwhile just to record a part 2 just to follow up on those comments, to highlight some of the things that have been said, because we appreciate not everybody reads all of the comments, but some of them were really valid and really useful. So back into the original footage now that I've popped that in, and we'll get on with making the video. Now the first point is thanks to Martin Hodges, who said make sure you always connect to your caravan or your motorhome first. So we start here, then we go to the bollard and we connect to the bollard. Now on some pitches you may be required to twist it to activate the electricity. It's normally, you'll know whether that's the case because there'll normally be a release button down in the bottom of the connector to help you release the cable. It's not the worst idea as well just to hook the cable around the post, just so that if anybody was to pull it or trip it, there's something else to kind of break instead of pulling it, ripping it straight out of the connector. Now in our case here we've got an excess of cable, so we said in the last video to take it off the reel, and this is an acceptable way of coiling your electricity cable so that you don't get any heat build up within the cable. You can also zigzag it or figure of 8 it, but that's perfectly acceptable. It's out of the way of everybody else. Nobody's going to trip on that. Now another comment we had was from Steve Churchman, who said if you're in a motorhome, make sure you disconnect from the bollard if you want to go and empty your motorhome of the service tanks. The reason for that is if you unhook from the vehicle and leave the cable on the floor on your pitch, potentially again you've got the same scenarios when you hook up. You've got live electricity at the end of a cap, which means that if there was a dog or if there's any children running about, you're effectively going to have live electricity on your pitch. Now when it comes to that particular point, I'd never really thought of that because we haven't got a motorhome, and the second thing is I wouldn't think to leave a cable hooked up and left on my pitch for fear of somebody walking off with it. But we did see an instance of that a couple of days ago when we first arrived, and that was the case, which was a bit alarming. I didn't say anything because they sort of left the pitch that evening and there was no real opportunity for me to go and have a chat to them. But some of the points that we've raised, really, there are so many people on sites that leave electric cables coiled up and wound around their winder for ease. It's staggering really, so it's worth getting the message out just to say, look, for 5 minutes that it takes, just uncoil it. It doesn't take long. Potentially mitigate the risk of fire from overheating cables. Now our last point, when it comes to storing your cable and unhooking, something we found really useful is that we obviously use this winder. So if you wind it on so that the connector for the bollard, for the post, goes on here first, on this little noggin, can you see? It does make for a bit of a bumpy cable, but it stops you from hooking up that end first and dealing with live electricity. So it's worth coiling it around that way, starting from the bollard. Obviously you wouldn't hook from there first anyway when you're about to leave site. Wind it around that way, and that means that next time you come to use it you have to unwind it from the end you need to plug in first. Simple. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this. We're just on site at Windermere, we're just packing away. We've had a great trip, so if you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you've got any more comments, if there's anything else that I've missed, please let us know in the comments below, because it helps inform everybody else and helps us to make the videos as well. If you've not already done so, hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video soon. Bruno! I don't know if he can swim. Bruno! Come on! Come here, Bruno! Bruno! Bruno!